Welcome back to that build. Today I'm doing a small update.
Well, make that a big update now, as this intro comes to you all the way back from episode 10 of the Banana Bug. Episode link at the top right corner if you want to catch up. Today's going over the installation of a few new parts that both fixed and improved the bug, including a catch can, shifter parts, and a massive discovery that rectified many issues. Most of the video is a little chopped up and shot on the fly. The entire vacuum system was redone, including a removal of a solenoid which works with the EGR system. The air injection pump was removed as the mount securing it and the hoses that hooked up to it were all broken. This was not reinstalled. This then allowed easy access to the oil filter mount, which I could then tap a line to and hook up an oil pressure gauge. Oil pressure at cold all the way to hot seemed okay. The gauge I don't believe to be entirely accurate, however. A cylinder compression test revealed all consistent and good numbers, with an average of about 178 psi. More removal of parts was needed, as I now made it the task to remove the final EGR component and install a block-off plate. Whilst there, the coolant splitter pipe was replaced as it had questionable glue-like substance on it. A few wires were cut, terminated, with some having a resistor installed for the EGR bypass. A good quality, small-sized baffle cam was sourced to install. It took quite a while to decide where to place this, but the best spot was found. Kind of. On removing more parts for inspection, and to replace, I stumbled upon this lovely hose which, well, how did the mechanics miss this? So, boost leak was found, a new pipe was ordered and installed at the very end. Custom hoses were made up, the routing of which was changed a bit later. That replaced the breather hoses. I opted for stronger brass connections as I cannot stand those plastic ones which in time just fatigue and break. A lot of the clamps need replacing with more suitable ones in the future, however. A new, much stronger recirc valve was also installed, and another delete was done on the intake pipe to work with the catch can. Moving on to the interior and doing some removal there. As I still needed access to the engine bay to complete this job, there was no point in reassembling that just yet. Can't imagine why my shifter was sloppy. I opted for the hole drill on the side of the shifter housing as it was the easiest and quickest method, despite the fact it does cause more cleanup afterwards. Removing the shifter and installing all the new bushes was the most time-consuming part of all the work done to this car for this entire video. It took quite a while. a Diesel Geek complete short shifter and upgrade kit was installed. Stupidly, I forgot to photograph some of those parts, however. Finally though, reassembly, well, that's just a reverse of everything else, so play the video backwards I suppose? So, the shifter is now fixed, and the engine, though doesn't really look that much tidier in the bay, it is fixed. So, what was the knocking noise? Well, that's a great question. I can only assume it was tied in to that failed research pipe. The fact that when I replaced it, the noise went away and hasn't really come back at all, haven't heard any sort of knocking since, it pretty much leads me to believe that it must have been boost related, which is rather odd, but again, I'm not hearing it, so once that part was replaced, everything was peachy. But there is still more to do, and as I kind of hinted in that last picture, well, there's something else that I did with the interior as well. That pretty much leaves us with moving on. So all the rest of the stuff that was involved in that very last official episode of the bug is now a go-ahead. I can start putting in the modifications and upgrades to further improve the car. Great! Now I've just got to find some time and hopefully it doesn't get too hot. Yeah. So anyway guys, that's going to do it again today. Thank you very much for joining me. As always, like, subscribe, comment below, etc. This has been Dat Build. Now, get back to your build. Until next time, cheers.